I was creating this channel to help me grow my business and not for me to become a YouTuber. Happy birthday to my YouTube channel. I can't believe it's been a year. I just can't believe it. I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I did this. Oh, I just can't believe it. Let's talk about my first year on YouTube because it has been incredible. So where do we start? Let's start off with the numbers. Let me show you the numbers so far. So it's my anniversary, July 5th. So this is a year ago, I posted my first video. But I actually started this YouTube channel, or intended to start this YouTube channel, in February. So February 7th, I think it was, 2023 is when I said, okay, I'm gonna do this. I love to teach, so I'm gonna give YouTube a try, right? And so I consumed as much as how to start a YouTube channel for months and weeks. As you who watch YouTube might know, if you sympathize with me, like graduated from YouTube University on various different subjects. Okay, this is what I want to do. So I tried, I watched every YouTube channel that is about growing your channel and how to do it and all of that good stuff, right? So I figured, okay, February 7th was when I started. Obviously, I already told you, I didn't post my first video until July because I procrastinated to do it because I was scared. Right? So me coming from being always usually a perfectionist type of person, I do not claim being a perfectionist as much anymore. I used to. I bore that as a badge of honor, and now realize that it's not. It's not. It's never been, and it has held me back from a lot of things in my life because of being a perfectionist and claiming that and having that in my head and having that be the narrating story in the back of my head, which prevented me again from doing a lot of things because it wasn't right. It wasn't perfect. I don't have those qualifications, and all of that jazz. Okay. Anyway, it took me a few months, but I finally did it. And I knew going in that I needed to set a goal for myself. And so I knew that I was going to do weekly videos because that's what gurus say, to post weekly videos in order to grow. So I knew I needed to post something that was weekly. Now, did I doubt that I would keep up with it? I did, because I have so much other things going on. I'm like, this is going to be tough, but I committed to it. And for the most part, I have been. I'm pretty sure I've only missed 2 weeks in the year where I didn't post something. So out of a whole year, missed twice, that's pretty good for me, for being a perfectionist, an old perfectionist, not a perfectionist anymore. So let me give you a little bit of the numbers now. So as far as views in a year, in 365 days, I have 45,000 views. The thousands after a number is like, it's mind blowing. I never in my wildest dream ever think that would be. As of today, I have 863 subscribers. And if you can see that, 863 subscribers. I have recorded 56 videos and I've uploaded 50. So this one should be 51, 52. I've watched a few videos where they say, your first 100, your first 50 are throwaways. They're just for you to practice. And that has been true. So I knew that because I've heard that early on, and I knew that would be the case. I'm like, okay, if these people are saying that that's what it is, then that's what it is, right? But when you're starting out, it's like so terrifying when you see yourself, when you see the videos, those first few videos I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible, right? But you post it anyway. Yeah. Scared? Do it anyway, right? Post it. It's okay. No one is going to be perfect off the bat. And so that has been so true, because now 56, this is 57, this one right here recording is video number 57. I can say that is really, really true. The more you do it, the more comfortable you are in front of the camera. As you become consistent, just like everything else, right? It just becomes second nature. You're more comfortable. you know what you can or cannot do, and all of that, all of that jazz. So let me stick to my notes because I will ramble. So what I wanted to talk about is what I've learned being on YouTube for a year and what's next. So lessons learned is time management, right? So I am a mom, a wife, I'm running my own business, right? So do I have the time to be able to now do YouTube and do it on a weekly basis, right? So that was scary, but I know, just like you might know, right? If something is important for you, you're going to find the time to do it. And that has been the case. In full transparency, my husband does help me edit videos, because if he didn't help me edit videos, then I would not have created a weekly schedule for myself. I would have probably have done it every 2 weeks. Okay. Because it takes me, like, the shorts. I know I'm not posting shorts on my channel anymore, but I used to do the shorts myself. And for those 30 seconds or 60-second shorts, it takes me about maybe 2 hours to do. Okay. So you can imagine how long it would have taken me to edit a video that's, 10, 15, 20 minutes long. I would not have gotten it done, right? But knowing in advance that my husband's going to help me edit the videos, that's why I scheduled weekly videos that I knew I was going to be able to keep up with. So just so that you know that. All right, so time management. So being able to make time to create these videos, to script them and to record them, and to brainstorm the different ideas of videos. All right, so that is one has been a challenge. And the second one is just being comfortable enough to be on camera. Prior to starting here on YouTube, I would do shorts. Well, they're not called shorts, they're called reels on Instagram. So I started there, and oh my God, if you go see those, they're like, not that I'm so great on camera now, but those were pretty bad. But you have to start somewhere, right? So that's where I started there. It was starting with reels, and then as I got a little bit more comfortable, then I came on to YouTube still. But that fear of not being good enough, being perfect, I've been able to get over that. getting over that quickly, right? And how I've been able to do that is just watching my own progression, right? Every video, I try to get a little bit better. And so seeing the progressions of my first video, my first reel, my first short to every week, and seeing it, 3 months later, 6 months later, 9 months later, it's encouraging, because it's like, oh, look, I'm getting better. I'm a little bit more relaxed. You can tell maybe I'm not as red because I'm nervous. So you see those, and those are your own encouragement, because you can only encourage yourself, right? So seeing how much better you're doing with your time management, with being a little bit more comfortable on screen, that all becomes encouragement for yourself. So being able to be good enough and knowing that I'm good enough to be here has been one of those hurdles that I every day consistently try to get over. So I don't know if that's something that we will ever get over, I will ever get over, but it's certainly something that I'm tackling each and every week when I record a video. The most important, I think, out of all of them for the lessons learned also comes along with being a perfectionist, is being afraid to fail. And being afraid to fail on the world's biggest stage, YouTube, right? Where your failures are on the internet. I mean, like, seriously, it just comes with being able to go ahead and do it anyway. Just do it. Being afraid to fail, being afraid that you're not good enough, just do it anyway, right? And if I fail, it's okay. But the next stage that I do, the next project that I can take on, what did I learn from that failure, right? It's only going to make me stronger. It's only going to make me a better person with more experience, right? And so kind of being able to overcome that and accept that, and know that it's okay that I'm not going to hit every ball out of the park, it's okay. Right? So coming to terms with every video that I put out, whether it's, it's a great video or it didn't do so well, right? It's a fail. What YouTube would consider it to be a fail of a video, but that's okay. It's out there, and if somebody needs it, they're going to find it, right? Because the videos that I create are tutorial videos. They're how-to videos, right? Somebody's going to need to know how to do something in one of my videos. So I have to understand and remind myself that just because YouTube doesn't find that to be a successful video, I know that the person looking for it is going to appreciate it, because they're going to have a video for something that they're finding that they're stuck with. So that's good enough for me, right? Another thing that I've kind of learned early on was that I was creating videos. I was creating this channel to help me grow my business and not for me to become a YouTuber. And that was an aha moment when I was looking at my analytics, right? So I'm watching other videos on how to have a successful YouTube channel. But if you think about it, a lot of those channels are for, how to monetize, how to do this and how to do that. And they're for YouTubers, for people who want to be YouTubers. And that wasn't my intention. My intention to be here on YouTube is to help share my knowledge with you. I'm not here to be a YouTuber. I'm here to create this channel to help you and to help grow my business. And so that is a distinction that I had to make. So I'm not so much as looking at my analytics as a YouTuber. I am looking at my analytics as, how many leads am I getting? How many consultations am I getting? How many websites, clients am I getting from my YouTube channel? That is my metric. So you just have to understand, why is it that you're doing what you're doing, and what are those numbers are, and are they supporting your goal? All right, so that's a piece of advice that I would give you if you're looking to start your channel. So that will leave us, what's next? What is next for this channel? So I think that might be that I will pull back and go to every other week video. I'm not quite sure. Of course, I will let you know, but I think that that's what I might do, because I really want to put more effort into my blog. So one of the things that I challenge myself is in writing, right? I don't consider myself a good writer. I don't consider myself a good speaker, which is why one of the driving forces behind having a YouTube channel, not only because I love to teach, but also it forces me to be able to speak out in public in front of people, right? And so writing a blog, I feel that it's going to help me even more with my writing. Now, I have been writing every single month in my newsletter. So if you're part of my newsletter, please let me know in the comments below if you enjoy those newsletters or not. If you're not, I'll leave in the description down below a link so that you can join my newsletter. For the past year, a little bit more than a year, I send out once a month a newsletter where I talk about all things Shopify. So Shopify tips, tricks, what's, any updates, anything that's new. And then I talk about just the business of e-commerce. So usually have a small article that I write, whether the SEO article or it'll be about, the Shopify editions that just came out, which was July's newsletter all about. Anyway, so I've been writing just as a form of practice, being able to, just put my head down and write and just send it out and force myself to do that. So I think that I want to give more attention to my blogs, which would mean pulling back here on YouTube, but I'm still deciding on that. So that might be something that is coming down the line here. I also want to push myself and start recording outside. So recording here by myself is one thing, but recording outside, walking in the street or working with other people and recording myself is another fear. Like, it's very anxiety driven thought for me to think that I'm going to blog, right? So something I'm thinking about, don't know if I'm going to do it. And if I do it, I might even start another channel. We'll see. We'll see. And then something else that I want to do is create perhaps longer videos. So full complete tutorials. I have 1 or 2 already here on the channel, but I really want to consider creating more of those. And so the longer the videos, the more time it takes, not only for the recording, but also for the editing. So I feel like if I drop back to every other week, that I can create longer videos. Yeah, so that's really it as to what's to next, is that I could possibly just drop down to every other week. Really not much, but I certainly will continue to record videos. I will certainly continue to add videos here on YouTube and stay. The community here on YouTube is not like any other. That's why I stopped posting on Instagram, for that reason, because it causes me so much anxiety to post videos on Instagram. The fact that I spent like 2 hours for a 30-second video, and then it disappears for 72 hours, and like it doesn't show it to anyone, it's just not for me. And so knowing that the videos that I post here, people are going to find it because they can actually search for it, is where I want to continue pulling all of my time and effort into. So I'm not going to go anywhere. So I just want to thank you so much for all of you who are watching this video. I know I'm rattling, so I just want to thank you so much. I thank you for being here. Thank you for all of the kind comments that everyone always gives you. They're always all of those. Thank you for this video. It's exactly what I was looking for. Those comments, like every time they come across my phone, it just makes me want to work harder. So thank you for that. Thank you for subscribing. Subscribe to this channel if Shopify and Canva is your thing. That's what I do. I am a website designer here, showing you all of my tips, tricks, and resources so that you can build a Shopify store that you are proud of. And of course, if you are a DIYer, then you're using Canva to create graphics for your business. So that's why I teach them both, because they go hand in hand. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing. I will catch you in the next video.